Oh, it's eclipse season.
It is. And we both were discussing a little earlier today how cranky we both were. So
We're
I think we're
feeling
feeling it.
it. We are. And so are some of our other business partners, just feeling it.
Feeling it. So let's just be honest here. If you're feeling it, perfect. Good. Well done. You did it. This is what's going on. So
Yeah.
let's talk about it a little bit.
Let's talk about it. Well, first of all, it's in Pisces, which, I like the sciencey stuff. So, like in a typical eclipse during this time, this would be in Aries.
Yes.
But just because of astrologically the way things are lining up, this is in Pisces. The moon is in Pisces, but the node is in Aries still, but they're close enough. So if you don't like this sciencey stuff, I'm not going to talk about it for very long. But I like out on this
Yeah.
these stuff. I like
It
it.
is. It is super interesting because we're having a shift point. And you know what's super cool about it is Pisces is the last zodiac in the wheel. And so there is a lot of chatter right now that we're at an ending cycle. This is ending of karmic lessons and kind of like this ending for new beginnings. And so it is, and I was reading up on with one particular astrologer that I really love, and I did a few. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I kind of can't remember which one was said this, but was indicating that this particular eclipse, because of the sciencey stuff, is having impact through 2027. So yeah, so there's like just know that this isn't just this weekend. This isn't just next week. This isn't just September 17th. This or September in general. Like this is there what is happening right now, being brought to the surface right now is there are some karmic lessons here that is going to kind of build into for over a few years.
Yes. And then a lot of the esoteric calendars, 2027 is a big deal year.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see what happens between now and then because we're here for it. We're here for it. You know what's fun is really embracing the now because it can be really easy to look for it, especially when you have the ability to look at a map such as astrology and be like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Oh, this is some crazy energy here. Like, how's that gonna play out? They did that for years and years about 2020. No one actually quite predicted what happened with 2020. So
How could we have? We had
how
no point of reference for it. Yeah.
Yes. So, with that being said, Pisces rules the 12th house of the subconscious. So, this particular card reading, we're going to dive into kind of, yeah, that subconscious, and it also rules fears. So, we're going to get into the subconscious fears around specifically prosperity, but maybe we might pull a card or two around like what you're feeling now, like the subconscious fears that are coming up currently.
Oh,
How
I
does
think
that
that's such a good idea. And I think also it's important to just say when the moon is in Pisces, and especially when we have a major lunation in Pisces, especially can we talk about full moon, super moon, and eclipse? Like there's a lot of this Pisces energy. And so, like, if you find yourself unreasonably anxious, or like you've just kind of got that mental chatter going on, or like today, like, yeah, there's things that we could point to for why we're cranky, but I know that for myself, normally that stuff doesn't really there's
Mhm.
an irritation, but it's not like I'm actually it's work to keep the vibe high here. Like I could actually like get down and start really bitching and moaning.
Yeah, which actually might be an indication for us that it's like, all right, time to drop it. Like then if it's work, like let go of the work, let go of the thing, which is actually something that we both need to do today. It's time, we need to clock out. It's
We need to clock out.
we
It's
need to
our
clock
last
out.
thing. And we enjoy doing this so much. We were both kind of like, and then it's like, wait, this is going to be a blast.
Yeah, we'll love it.
So yeah, in this workbook, in the Pisces full moon workbook, the three questions that we're going to do first are, what is my current subconscious feelings around prosperity? The second card, what unseen influences are impacting my prosperity? And the third is, what spiritually guided action can I take to experience more peace in my current prosperity? And should we just draw a couple of other cards here?
Yeah.
Let's look at
I'm gonna write notes.
let's ask the cards to show us how we can see our fears for what they truly are.
I love that. Okay. That one, you know what is so fun? With all of these, I picked ones that were like hidden. Okay. So, because we're going subconscious.
Oh, subconscious.
That one was like smack dab on top. That was like, let's see what it is. So
Love it, love it.
we're gonna do that. And then actually I am gonna pick, because it's eclipse season and we can do whatever we want when it's eclipse season. I'm going to pick a card from the Power of Surrender, of what we need to surrender. Right.
Oh, I love it. Because Pisces rules surrender. And if we allow the cosmic current to move, if we're moving with this cosmic current, with the cosmic wind, there is an energy about all eclipses, and this one in particular, because it is in the 12th house of endings, because Pisces, all these things, this is about permanent changes. And I know for me personally, in my journey with prosperity, there's some stuff I'm ready to say thank you and see ya.
Goodbye.
Never
Goodbye.
again.
Are finished.
Yes.
Contract complete. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I love that. And such a good way to do that is through the act of surrender too. So that is so beautiful. Okay, so first card, what is my current subconscious feelings about prosperity? Oh, okay. And it was reversed. So, okay, this is fun because it's the Two of Pentacles, which Pentacles is kind of that money, finances, very physical, the physical element. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Suit.
yeah, the suit. Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
it's the element too. It's the earth element.
Yeah. Okay. So what is my current subconscious feelings about prosperity? I'm gonna go with that there's not enough. Okay, so with the two, the message around this card, really, there's a lot of like, there is so much to do. Oh, I gotta, okay. All right, here, it's dropping in a little bit.
I love it.
What it kind of feels like is I have to do more because everything is costing more. I'm having to do more for less. I'm having to, I'm going to the grocery store and my dollar bill is going a lot slower. That's not the word I'm
Shorter.
looking for. Shorter. I'm getting less for what I have. I'm like, and it feels a little bit jippy. It feels like it's not, it feels hard, and it feels like I've got to do this, and it feels like there's not enough, and there's and yeah, like this, just the overall current climate of like the economy and the fears that are being perpetuated at us. I mean, we are in those of us that are in the United States are in a and I think the whole world is actually looking at us at this point, but we're in an election year. And have you noticed that when we're in election year, everything gets a little pricier, everything gets a little bit more extreme, because the fear, the like, it's just like we are so being taught to um operate from our fears, and because of that we're taking on so much more. And do we have to, is the question. Okay, what do you see in this?
And I don't think that the thing is our fears are telling us that we have to. And there are some realities Okay, like there are the realities of what your bill at the grocery store is. There are some realities of being in this human form and needing food and needing gasoline and these things. So this is kind of what I see in this card is this duality between the spiritual and the earthly. And we live in this world where like really we can do both, but there's a balance between them. And if we get too far out of balance in either side, then that doesn't serve what our human experience is really here for. So what is my current subconscious feelings about prosperity? Maybe this duality. Maybe I really want to be in the spiritual. I hear people in the spiritual community all the time say things like, well, I'm just not going to pay attention. I'm not going to give any attention to that. That doesn't exist in my reality. Awesome, except that, for example, in the case of our lawmakers in the elections, the choices that they make actually do impact us. So just not giving it any mind isn't really accomplishing the goal. I don't know what to like. I don't know how to tell you how to do it or how not to do it, but just ignoring it is a
Yeah.
form of spiritual bypassing.
I love that.
So
Yeah. Being
like
too
really
far
this
one way or the other.
balance. Yeah. And the pendulum doesn't have to go here and here and here. Actually, like balance can be this, and it can be this, but this is unrealistic. But what if it was more like this, where it was
Yeah.
really just like, spiritual, physical, and really working on bringing those into balance and in together. So the idea of lack is in the same frequency as fear
Mhm.
and doubt, and so these frequencies play together.
Very constricting. Yeah. Yeah. So you can be here and keep the vibration of up here too. So
You
yes.
can.
Oh, I love that.
That
Thank
was
you.
such a great card for that.
Yeah. What unseen influences are impacting my prosperity? Oh, we've got the King of Swords. You know what this kind of feels like?
But
Hold on. Okay. Um, like the kings, like who giving our power away, giving our authority away. It kind of feels like, who are you blaming? Who are you pointing fingers to, or who are you hoping is going to fix all your problems? And so what unforeseen unseen influences are impacting your prosperity? I think it's either the blame or the hope, and not actually taking the responsibility and being the king. I think it's looking outside of you and hoping that somebody else is going to fix it.
oh, I love that. I had a different interpretation and I love that. And that's part of what's so fun about doing this together is our interpretation. So when I saw the King of Swords, I was like, okay, that's the highest card in the suit of swords, which is the mind. So what unseen influences are impacting your prosperity? Maybe it's the mind mess. Maybe it's the hamster wheel. So kind of going back to what we were talking about before, these subconscious feelings, and feelings are like auto-generated in our own bodies. I
Mhm,
mean, like we can say, well, that made me feel, but the truth is we felt that way,
mhm.
and there was a triggering aspect from the outside, but at the end of the day, it's nothing out here can make us feel. We auto generate our emotions, and we do that through the mind. The brain and the mind are very different. The brain is an organ in our head, the mind is what gives everything meaning. And so um so going back to what you were saying, what is the meaning behind, maybe what is impacting the prosperity? What's your story around that? What meaning has your mind given to prosperity or the lack thereof?
What's your story? Oh, I freaking love that. That's brilliant. Yes, 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 yes. Love it. Okay, card 3, what spiritually guided actions can I take to experience more peace in my current prosperity?
Such a good question.
Okay.
Oh,
It just keeps coming up, reminding us we are on a journey. We are on a journey. It's okay that the boat is rocking. It's okay that the storm is brewing. It's okay that things are happening, because we're going to get to where we need to be. It's actually through the turmoil that pushes the boat furthest. So, what spiritually guided actions, for me, I feel like to experience peace in my current prosperity, I personally feel like the two things is coming to my mind with this. Number one is interpreting or reframing everything that's happening to you, especially if it's rocking the boat, as it's for me. This is happening for me. And then the second one is as you are looking toward the horizon or looking towards your goals and looking towards things, taking on a mindset of this or something better.
I love that. And April, you're such a great example of that because we became business partners at a real low point in my life. So I just want to acknowledge for people watching this that sometimes mustering the mental strength to ask those questions when the not fun journey, like that little leg of the journey, doesn't seem so little, and you don't have any idea when or how it's possibly going to end. All you know is you don't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And so, what spiritually guided actions can I take to experience more peace in my current prosperity? This is enjoying the journey. And now that I am largely moving out of the space that I've been in for so long, and I thank you so many times, April, for just holding space for my, like, whatever thing I'm going through. This has been a theme actually for me over the last couple of weeks is I'm starting to see the wisdom in the journey, because hindsight is 2020. When I was in the journey, I was just like not feeling prosperous in all the ways, like not feeling prosperous in my physical body, not feeling prosperous with what I was, like my work and income balance or lack thereof, so many things. And yet now, because I chose not to check out. I chose to just stay on the journey. And there were some days where I had zero hope. It was just automated. I'm just going to do this because that's all I can do. I'm just going to keep going. Looking back and seeing that. So, speaking from someone who's kind of been through hell, not for the first time, I'd love it to be the last time, but definitely not the first time in life, but the lowest time, lowest time of my life, just going on that journey. Now I can look back and go, oh, look what I've learned. Look what I've learned. And so the spiritually guided action is to keep going, whatever it takes to just stay in the game, even if you don't feel like you're playing well, even if you don't feel like you've got the energy to do it one more time. Stay in the game, whatever that effort is at that given day. Have grace for yourself and find the peace. Find something that brings you peace.
Ooh, I love that so much. And one thing I love about this card too is that there are helpers. She is being taken, like guided. There is, and I love that this says what spiritually guided actions. And so I'm going to throw in a shameless plug here. If you're watching this and have like invested in any of our products, which we have some amazing things. We have the workbooks, obviously. And if you're just with the workbooks, we've got a beautiful community that we actually help to heal that inner scarcity. And if you are a person that is aligning with your business and wanting to be in alignment with your business, we have a Divine Design business coaching, which is group coaching. And then also, of course, our Wise Woman Revival Retreat, which is literal transformation. If I could picture anything, it is us taking you on your journey.
Now, Wise Woman Revival is actually that picture. And we have the privilege, the honor, and the blessing of being guides through part of a journey.
Yeah.
Can I just tell a quick story about one of our goddesses from the most recent retreat? And we just got this beautiful testimonial from her, unsolicited, just like sent us a message talking about how impactful everything had been and where she is now. And we were reminded that when she came to the retreat, she had an exit date. I'm going to get a little bit emotional about this. She planned that if things were not better by a certain date, she was checking out. And by checking out, I mean, she was going to leave the planet. She was going to separate her spirit from her body. That was planned. And she came to the retreat and she is transformed. In fact, I'm just going to read just a tiny bit of that. I'm just feeling inspired. Is that okay?
Of course, because it's so powerful. When I read it, I cried. So
Um, she says, I'm doing the retreat, and the love you all showed me will never be forgotten and will always have a very special place in my heart. You all loved me when I couldn't even love myself. There's the guides. I'm doing so well. I'm no longer that broken shell of a person I was when I arrived at the retreat. You've changed my life forever, and I am grateful. And then she goes on and talks about like her business that she's started. And this is her soul-led business. This is what she's wanted to do that she never thought she could do as a business. So find a guide. If it's not us, there are lots of guides out there. And you are your own guru, and you know who can guide you through the next leg of your path.
Which, speaking of prosperity, I think so much of like there's always going to be the excuse that there's not enough for those guides but when you invest in yourself, just like that sweet goddess did, when you invest in yourself, you actually change the tides of your prosperity.
And we've
So
seen that over and over and over. When people have invested in themselves, they have made back multiples of what they invested in.
yeah,
Without exception. It's miraculous.
it's beautiful. I know we've seen so many amazing things. So decide for yourself what that looks like for you, because you're on a journey. So you get to decide who's your guides, who's helping you row your boat.
Oh, we said this was going to be short, and we're just
I
having such a
know
good time all the time.
we are. We love this. We do love this. Okay, so how can we see our fears for what they truly are? All right. Is that how I said? I shorthanded that. So
Yeah,
did that?
that's beautiful.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
oh, interesting.
love this. I love that it's another Pentacles. And to
Yes.
me, this is one of the count your many blessings, like the harvest, the
Yeah.
harvest, the harvest. Like,
Yeah.
what do you have? So seeing your fears for what they really are.
What do you already have? Yeah, okay. I'm loving that too, because there is this space of, how like there's a couple, basically money and health. We never actually notice we have it until we don't have it. And so think about all the things that you wanted that you now have that you don't think about anymore. And so to see your fears of what they truly are is to notice that you have a lot of the things that you were desperate for at another point in your life. And so the things that you're desperate for now, or that you're fearful that won't come, actually is just part of the harvest. It needs to grow. It needs to come to full ripeness. Otherwise it's going to taste bad.
Right? Or another image that's coming to my mind is when you plant a seed and you're like, is that thing ever going to grow? Like, is it ever going to grow? And it does. Eventually, the seed grows. But if you're down and you're afraid it's not going to grow, seeing your fears for what they really are, like it's mustering the hope. And remember, you don't have to do it yourself.
Yes, it is the believe it before you see it energy. Because in fact, oh yes, yes. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the bamboo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna not get it correct. So go Google it, but you can find out that like if you plant a bamboo seed, the seed does nothing for 5 years. Years. And then and if you were to stop watering it and stop taking care of it and stop and maybe unearth it and try to like see if anything's happening with it, it will kill it. So you've got to keep giving it the attention that it needs to grow. And then I think it's year 6, it grows I think, oh my gosh, it's like
It's
90,
crazy.
it's crazy. It's like 90 feet in a month or something like
Yeah,
it's
like
like
you can actually watch it grow.
yes. Yes.
It's so
So you might just be at year 2 of your bamboo plant, okay? And that's okay. And you're afraid that the bamboo is never going to grow. Just keep watering it. Just keep caring for it. Just trust. Just believe that it will come, and it will come.
and I'm coming back to that adage of faith and fear can't reside here at the same time. They can't
Yes.
reside here at the same time. So if we want to see our fears for what they really are, flipping that switch to the faith. And again, if that feels too hard to do on your own, there are people, okay?
I like really for me it has literally been we're just shameless plugging all of this. This is our cacao that we sell. Um I will say that has been a game changer for me because it really has opened my heart. And so that love when you same thing with love and fear. You can't love and fear can't coexist. So opening that heart and allowing yourself to and you know what's interesting? I was talking to my husband the other day about the cacao and it was like it is such a frequency elevator and Christina teaches this actually at the Wise Woman Revival Retreat all about attunement and how when you're not attuned to something you don't know how to get there or you don't know what it feels like and I feel like the cacao actually helps you to attune to that space to that frequency and then you don't need it forever you just now are attuned to it you know how to get there you know what that feels like so
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, April. Okay, there's been a lot
last
of gold in this. Okay, last
Here
card.
we
What are we
go. Last card.
surrendering?
What are we surrendering? Oh, okay. This is fascinating because this actually feels very Piscean.
Okay.
Surrender obsessive thinking.
And we got 2 swords in the other drawing
Oh yeah.
too.
Yeah, we did. 2 swords and
Oh.
2 pentacles. So obsessive thinking about your finances, about your prosperity. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Let it go. Okay, so if you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help you bring clarity or even solve the problem.
And you want to hear something fun? One of my
Yeah.
mentors, um, that's one of the things that she actually said to me this week was she said, Christina, I've just noticed over the last few months, you've just kind of surrendered and let it go, and it's showing up. And sometimes like that external confirmation is like, yeah, I have. Like I knew that, and thank you for seeing it, for putting words. And now I'm not so in my head about it because I've had this. So just surrender. That is something I am definitely when I fill out my workbook on this full moon,
Mhm.
just surrendering the overthinking.
The obsessive
Mhm.
thinking. I love that.
So
Yes.
good.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
good. I also
Okay.
like that because the sun's in Virgo and Virgo overthinks a lot. So perfect. You just
Yeah.
can't make this stuff up.
It's so good. Hopefully this is helpful. Take what serves you, leave the rest. We're here for you. We love you. Have a happy eclipse.
We'll see you at the next moon.